I was already at the gate when I saw her. Terminal B, Gate 12. She was running, heels clacking across the polished floor, breath catching, eyes scanning like she was searching for something already slipping away. She looked panicked, frantic, desperate. Good. She hadn't spotted me yet. I watched her unravel in slow motion. First confusion, then fear, then that dawning horror that maybe, just maybe, she was too late. Then our eyes met. Relief flashed across her face like she thought I'd come to forgive. Then she saw my expression, and something inside her broke before I even said a word. Let me take you back just 1 week. That's all it took. 7 days. 7 days after I slipped a ring on her finger, she slipped into his bed. Marcus, her high school sweetheart. So-called mistake from the past. She once told me he was just an old chapter, a closed book. Apparently, she never understood how stories work. Just because a chapter ends doesn't mean it didn't happen. We were married on a cliffside in Oregon. The sky drizzled as if nature itself was blessing us. She cried during the vows, her voice trembling. I thought it was emotion. I meant every word I said that day. She lied through every syllable. The first few days were perfect, almost too perfect. That's what tipped me off. Sudden sweetness, constant affection laced with guilt. Her phone always face down. Smiles that didn't reach her eyes. So I waited. I didn't accuse. I observed. I let her think I was blind, drunk on love, while in truth, I was stone-cold sober and watching her unravel herself. Day 6, that's when I found it. She left her iPad unlocked on the couch. Same Apple ID, different device, text sync. Marcus, last night felt like old times. A reply, we can't keep doing this. He's a good man. Can't keep meant it wasn't a one-time thing. And good man, that's what they call you when they're already digging a grave for your dignity. I didn't explode. I didn't cry. I smiled when she walked back in the room, kissed her forehead that night while she slept beside me, dreaming in a bed built on lies. I downloaded everything. Screenshots, photos, voicemails, dates, receipts, even a message she left him right after our honeymoon whispering, I miss you, baby. She'd never called me that. Not once. The next morning, I left before sunrise, went straight to my lawyer's office, and filed for an annulment. Clean, fast, surgical. The marriage hadn't even hit 2 weeks. Then I erased her new passwords, removed her name from my accounts, froze the joint credit cards, and redirected my direct deposits. The house was already paid off in my name. She wouldn't see it coming. That weekend, I told her I had a quick business trip to New York, just 3 days. She kissed me goodbye at the door with the same mouth she used to lie. But I never went to New York. Instead, I drove to the same hotel she met him in, checked into the room across the hall, set up a discreet camera aimed at their door, and waited. Right on cue, 2 hours later, she arrived, alone at first. Then Marcus showed. They kissed in the hallway like reckless teenagers. Clumsy, hungry, shameless, moaned his name before the door even closed behind them. I recorded every second. The next morning, when they left, I entered the room she had just defiled. On the nightstand sat her wedding ring. I picked it up, ran my thumb across the engraving, her name still etched inside. A week later, I sent her a calendar invite. Terminal B, Gate 12, Monday, noon. Don't be late. We need to talk. Hey, she replied with a heart emoji. She really thought I was going to forgive her, beg for her back, maybe cry. Instead, I let her stand there alone, eyes bloodshot, hands shaking. Please, she began, voice trembling. I didn't know what I was doing. I was scared. It was a mistake. I cut her off with a quiet nod. I know, I said, handing her the folder. Inside, annulment papers, photos, message logs, bank statements, a USB drive with everything. She flipped through the pages, each one slicing her open like paper cuts dipped in acid. This can't be real, she choked out. Oh, it is, I said. Dated, signed, witnessed. Tears spilled down her face. She reached for my hand. I pulled away like she was made of poison. You chose him again, so this time I chose me. She sank onto the bench behind her as the weight of her lies finally caught up with her spine. I didn't think you'd find out, she whispered. I leaned in, calm and cold as a surgeon. That's the part that hurts the most, I said. You weren't sorry you did it. You were just sorry I caught you. Silence. You could hear the overhead announcement echoing like a divine voice. Final boarding call for Flight 872 to New York. That was my flight. A one-way ticket. A new life. I turned to leave. She called out after me, "Wait. What am I supposed to do now?" I paused. Didn't turn around. Just said, "Whatever you want. Lie to yourself. Call him. Cry. But don't you dare think I'm coming back. You buried us." I just read the eulogy. Behind me, I heard her sob. Gate 12 closed, and I never looked back. Some betrayals don't need revenge made of fire and fury. Sometimes the cleanest cut is made with silence, precision, and the truth.